In a cacophony of new mid-size adventure bikes where there seems to be a new bike announced or teased every single month, Triumph seems to be the only company out there listening to what the riders actually want. They don't necessarily follow through with it, but at least they listen. So out goes the outdated Tiger 800 range and in comes the shiny new Tiger 900 range. Less weight? Yes, you heard that right. In a world where every new iteration seems to be heavier for some reason, the new Tiger 900 range is actually lighter, more powerful, more fun, better looking, all adjective Triumph uses to describe their new bike. But let's read in between the lines of the marketing mumbo jumbo and see what these new bikes are all about. Stick around. Dave, stop tapping your leg. They can hear you. Of course they can hear you. They could hear you from the moon, man. The first good thing Triumph did was drop their older, confusing naming scheme. Gone are the XR, XRC, XCs of this world, which anyway, nobody knew what they meant, and we now have only two different easy to remember model names. The GT, the Grand Touring, which is obviously more road oriented, and the Rally, which, self-explanatory, is the more off-road oriented version. In the end, Triumph couldn't live with all of this simplicity on their hands, so there are now 5 different models of the 2020 Triumph Tiger 900. The base model is simply called the Tiger 900. No GT or Rally model names here. This is as base as the 900 gets. It's a road-biased model. It sports 19-inch front and 17-inch rear alloy wheels, and it comes with non-adjustable Marzocchi suspension. Marzocchi. Next up is the GT range. As I mentioned before, this is also road-oriented, and to differentiate it from the base model, the suspension is adjustable, and Triumph has also thrown in a 7-inch TFT dash. Next up is the GT Pro, which is the top-spec road model of the Tiger 900 family. Almost everything is included here, with electronic rear suspension adjustment, a center stand, cornering ABS and traction control, which obviously means it comes equipped with an IMU, a custom configurable riding mode for those that want to make their ride really uncomfortable, auxiliary lights, an up and down quick shifter, mobile phone connectivity, heated seats which can be turned on independently for both rider and passenger, and of course tire pressure monitoring. So lots and lots and lots of kit here. The heated seat is worthy of a mention since it is rarely found as standard on any bikes. Even the mighty GS doesn't come with all of this sci-fi technology, so good on Triumph for adding it. The USB charging port and the phone holder are also worthy mentioning here, since obviously we all carry mobile phones with us, but until now no manufacturer or very few have taken this into account and made a little nook for us to store it in while charging. Unfortunately, Triumph decided that the best position for this holder would be under the seat, where you can't really see your phone, but as long as it's paired to the Triumph connectivity, you will be able to see who's calling, change your music, etc. You will, however, need to improvise if you use offline maps or other apps on your phone and you actually need to see your phone. So, good Triumph, bad Triumph. Moving on to the off-road oriented Rally version, both the Rally and the Rally Pro get 21-inch front and 17-inch rear spoked tubeless wheels. This is a great combination that can tackle pretty much anything off-road. Both of their suspension get upgraded to Showa, and here the suspension travel is a lot larger when compared to the GT models. You get 240 millimeters at the front compared to 180 on the base and GT models, and 230 at the rear compared to 170 on the road-oriented specs. Seat height is also higher by 40 millimeters when compared to the GT and the base models. It's adjustable from 850 to 870 compared to the lower 810 to 830 on the GT and base version. The Rally Pro gets the same distinguishable differences compared to the standard Rally as the GT Pro gets when compared to the standard GT. So mainly electronics, riding modes, basically the top spec when it comes to their off-road beast as well. Alright, the new triple, which powers all of the models in this lineup, is Triumph's new 888cc engine, and it isn't really all that new. It's basically taken the best out of the old Triumph 800 engine and the best out of the Street 77765, tweaked it a little, and voila, the new 900 triple. And if anyone knows triples, it's Triumph. The adjustments they've done to it, while not necessarily increasing power, since that's pretty much the same at almost 94 horsepower, however, add benefits in real-world scenarios. Triumph claims that they've increased mid-range power to more than 9%, where most of us will actually spend their time. They've also changed the firing order of the pistons, which they say it will help with character, feel, and sound, and the 6th-gear roll-on acceleration, which will make overtaking easier. Torque, however, which we still don't know what it actually is, but we know we want it, gets a bump from 79 Newton meters or 58 pound-feet at 8,050 RPM to 86 Newton meters or 64 pound-feet at 7,250 RPM. So all in all, anyone used to the old Tiger 800 should feel quite an improvement when riding the new Tiger 900. The center of gravity has moved downwards as well, thanks to the way the engine sits in the new tubular frame of the bike. Instead of the welded subframe of the old 800, the Triumph 900 now sports a bolted-on subframe, which should make it easier to replace if you get into any unfortunate incidents and bend it. The new frame is also lighter, and that helps to bring the bike's weight down by 5 kilograms or around 11 pounds when compared to the outgoing model. However, all models come with different weights, and unfortunately Triumph is only stating the dry weight. Starting with the base model, we are looking at 193 kilograms or 425 pounds. The standard GT comes in at 194 kilograms or 427 pounds, while the GT Pro version sees a hike to 198 kilograms or 436 pounds. The standard Rally version weighs 196 kilograms or 432 pounds, and the Rally Pro 201 kilograms or 443 pounds. Funny enough that the most off-road oriented one comes in the heaviest, but I guess bash plates and protectors aren't really that light, are they now? Triumph didn't really skimp on anything when it comes to the brakes. Absolutely all models come with the high-spec Brembo Stylema calipers at the front with 320mm discs and a single piston Brembo with a 255mm disc on the back. The ergonomics of all models were tweaked a little for added comfort, with a narrower seat, handlebars which sit closer to the rider, a more upright riding position, an adjustable seat which can be set up and down by 2 centimeters or 0.8 inches, and thankfully a single hand adjustable windscreen. Hopefully the geometry hasn't changed that much, because the Tiger 800 was really a comfortable bike to sit in. Triumph has already prepared a catalogue of more than 65 accessories for the bikes, which will be available in dealerships so that you can customize the new Tiger 900 to your liking. Speaking of dealerships, February or March of 2020 is the time frame floating around, so you should be able to test ride one just in time for the new riding season. As far as pricing goes, the base model will be available for $12,500 US, the GT for $14,300 US, and the Rally for $15,000. Pricing seems to be a lot closer to BMW's 850 GS Adventure than to the smaller KTM 790 Adventure, which is not a cheap bike, but if rumors are true, KTM should be bringing out an 890 Adventure next year, which will obviously close the price gap. Speaking of comparisons, the same day that Triumph announced the new Tiger 900, Husqvarna also announced that they will start production of their new Norden 901 prototype, which was shown about a month ago. So, being the curious Molly that I am, alright, it was Dave's idea, we created a poll on Twitter and one on Facebook to see what you would be most interested in, the Norden or the Triumph. Links are in the description, head on over to your favorite platform and let us know. Also, if you have no idea what the Norden is, take a look up here. Well, that's it for today, everyone. If you're new here, we do all sorts of motorcycle related content, anything from news to very cool but very time consuming to edit adventure rides. So if you enjoy that and want to see more bike related content, subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell to be notified when a new video is released, which is usually about 3 times per week. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.